Welcome to John Hardin High School. We're here for week 5 of Kentucky High School Athletic Association football action tonight. The homestanding John Hardin Bulldogs, led by Coach Doug Preston, they'll come in with a record of 2-2, and they're hosting tonight Kentucky Country Day, coming in with a record of 4-0. Led by Coach Matthew Jones. I'm Paul Gray on the mic tonight, flying solo. My friend Jeff Knoll couldn't be here this evening, so you're stuck with me tonight, and we'll enjoy a good football game. I think we got a good one for you here tonight. We're about 6 minutes from kickoff, and the Bulldogs captains are ready to come onto the field for the coin toss. We've had the national anthem already, and we're ready for some good football action. Tonight's ball game is a very interesting game. I want to start off with the home team, the Hardin County team, John Hardin Bulldogs. They're at 2-2. Now, they last year had a 2-9 record, a really rough season with a very young football team. The Bulldogs are still a very young football team and growing and learning. And right now at 2-2, they're averaging 54 points a game in their last 2 games after just scoring 9 points in their first 2 games. So really interested to see which football team will show up if this offensive unit can continue to put some points on the board tonight against a really strong Kentucky Country Day Bearcat squad. Just a couple things about John Hardin's schedule and some of their players. You know, it's really interesting what Coach Preston has done. Coach Preston has been a super successful coach everywhere he's been, Bullitt East, Louisville Western. He's done a great job everywhere building programs and winning football games. And I truly believe that that's what's headed in the direction of the John Hardin Bulldogs. The question is not if, the question is when. And we'll see if this team's ready to take another big step tonight. One of the great things that Coach Preston has done, honestly, here this season as he's gotten out of some of these other contracts. This is a school that has about 800 students. They're playing in a 4A district. And so one of the things he's done is he's dropped, even though we'd love to see those area rivalry ball games, he's dropped some of the 6A schools that they've been playing over the past several years. Central Hardin, North Hardin, and Meade County no longer on the schedule. And again, for a lot of us in the area here, boy, that might be disappointing, but for building a program, great move by Coach Preston. You have to schedule to your level of football to be able to grow and give your athletes an opportunity to get better, to improve, and to get the program headed in the right direction. So the schedule this year does not include those area schools, including Elizabethtown, who's been a powerhouse for several years. They're struggling a little bit this year, but certainly that, as far as I'm concerned, is a really big move by Coach Preston. Their first 4 games were against Hancock County, Greene County, Iroquois, and Harrison. Tonight, Kentucky Country Day. Now, later here coming up in the season, they'll be playing some district games, including Breckinridge County, Thomas Nelson, Bardstown, and Nelson County. So those are some teams that are in the same, again, size, ability level, and John Hardin will be able to compete. We'll find out what kind of a football team this is. I think you're going to find out tonight what kind of football team this is, because although Kentucky Country Day is a 1A school, they are a phenomenal football program. They have done some really good things. Last year, this was a 9-3 football team. One of their losses was an overtime loss, and their loss in the playoffs was just by 1 touchdown, 28-21 loss for Kentucky Country Day. So this is a strong football team, an experienced football team, and the matchup here, I think, is a good one for John Hardin to test themselves. But again, you're not testing yourselves against the Central Hardins and the North Hardins who play at that 6A level week in and week out. You're testing yourself against a smaller school, but a really good football team. So we'll learn a lot about John Hardin tonight and what kind of football team they are. And so looking forward to that test. I'm sure Coach Preston has these guys ready for that. One of the things I want to point out pregame here, certainly John Hardin is a wing T style offense. They're going to run the football primarily. To this point in the season, 4 games in, sophomore quarterback Austin Richardson's only attempted 21 passes. So there's going to be a lot of run game showcased here, especially in the wing T formation, the double wing look, the wing look with two backs. They'll be probably in some spread formations, but Coach Preston will exclusively feature that wing T attack. On the other side, Kentucky Country Day has a very balanced attack. Quarterback Ethan Harris has thrown 43 of 73 for 602 yards and 7 touchdowns, along with 3 interceptions. However, the running back, Kasani Wilson, number 7, has 52 carries for 345 yards and 4 touchdowns. So a balanced attack, able to run the football, throw the football. And so we're going to see a Kentucky Country Day Bearcat squad that can do a little bit of everything. We'll see if the Bulldogs can get the passing game on track. Again, Richardson, 8 of 21 for 174 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. So not bad as far as efficiency for Austin Richardson. Now, again, the theme for this John Hardin Bulldogs squad for the last couple of seasons, and even still this season, is youth. Several of these names are names that have been playing now for a couple of years, but they're still just sophomores. Austin Richardson at quarterback, just a sophomore. He's been playing for a couple of years, maybe not starting for a couple of years, but he certainly has already put in some time. Sophomore number 33, Amari Simon, is the leading rusher with 402 yards and 3 touchdowns. Sophomore Cavalli Pittman is their second leading rusher with 259 yards and 4 touchdowns. And the number 3, sophomore Layson Anderson, has 32 carries for 216 yards. So the 3 backs and the quarterback, the 3 leading backs and the quarterback for the John Hardin Bulldogs, all sophomores. Certainly senior number 2, Jabari Wilson, and number 7, Dante Jones, will do a lot for this John Hardin Bulldogs squad. On the other side, it's a couple of seniors leading the way. As I mentioned before, quarterback Ethan Harris and number 7, Kasani Wilson, the running back. I saw him at field level in the pregame, and, man, he looks good. He, again, is a senior. So some experience, winning tradition on the side of the Bearcats tonight. Again, John Hardin High School has a phenomenal winning tradition. It's been a 3 or 4 year dry spell here. Coach Preston is looking to end that dry spell with a good season this year. And right now at 2-2, this seems to me, I'm glad we're here on a beautiful Friday night in September. Kickoff about to happen, and the temperature is in the mid-70s. Beautiful night, and this is a big night. Again, they can go over 500 right here for the first time in a long time, and they'll have to do it against a really solid Kentucky Country Day Bearcat squad. We're about ready for the kickoff. It'll be number 81, Ashton Russell, and it's away. And number 15 takes it, Parker Rudolph. He's got a seam. He's got space. Oh, great play by the kicker. Actually, it was not 81. It was 88, who's not on my roster. I just looked down the way. The PA announcer here said, who's number 88? 88 was kicking the ball. The kicker is usually number 81, Ashton Russell. It may be Ashton with a different jersey on as far as I'm concerned. But there's no 88 on the roster, so we're a little flummoxed there. But, boy, a great job blocking that kick return. And Parker Rudolph had a lot of space. So shotgun, pistol look for Kentucky Country Day. Again, number 2, Ethan Harris at the quarterback spot. He's going to give great defensive play. Number 25 to make the tackle. That's T.J. Williams. Loss of a yard. So the Bearcats start on the John Hardin 48-yard line. They lose a yard on that first carry from Kasani Wilson. Great job there by the defensive football team. The defense is in a 4-3 look. Monster on the strong side, backing out now to a true 2-deep 4-3 look. They did not adjust over, giving again inside. Man, it's a mess in there, which is great for the Bulldogs. Number 11 in there to make the tackle. Leading tackler for the John Hardin Bulldogs, junior Cameron Moore. And so about a 3-yard gain for Wilson is going to bring up a 3rd down and 8. I love this pistol formation. It's a formation we used at Central Hardin under Coach Mike Lawson, and it gives you such variety. I like having the back behind the quarterback because it's harder to key when he's to the right or to the left, to the strong side or the weak side, the defense can get some keys off of that. Trips formation to the left, sprint out to the left, pressure in the face, and he's got, oh my goodness, there's a flag down in the area of the line of scrimmage. The intended receiver is number 18, Nehemiah Brown Hamlin. Harris couldn't find him. Harris was under pressure. Number 51 for John Hart, Will Adams, was giving the pressure. It's a holding call on the Bearcats. That will be declined, bringing up 4th down and 8. And the punting unit has come onto the field for Kentucky Country Day. They've got a really spread out look here for their punt squad. Back deep for John Harden is number 8, and that's MJ Hayes. Back deep. Low snap, it's fielded. Kick is away. It's off to the right side. It's going to go out of bounds, maybe at about the 20. The punter was number 40, and that's Bram Garlov. And the Bulldogs will take over at their own 23-yard line. So, wow, this is what a great 3 and out for that Bulldog defense. Nothing doing on the first series for this KCD Bearcat squad. After a huge return over midfield. By the way, huge tackle by number 88 tonight, I guess, Ashton Russell. The kicker saved the touchdown as, again, number 15, Parker Rudolph, had a lane and looked like he was going to go to the house. So wing formation to the left, overbalanced left. Again, Austin Richardson under center, number 6. They're going to throw a flag already. They were trying to run off tackle, buck sweep. And it's going to be offsides on KCD. Wow. Okay. So Kentucky Country Day offsides on the first snap there. I expected it to be a motion penalty, but certainly not in this case. 10:28 to go here in the first quarter. Again, I'm Paul Gray calling the action tonight. No Jeff Knoll with me. No Tony Menendez. Just me. You get to hear me all night. All Paul, all night. Same formation. 4-man look, but 3 guys up tight for the defense. Off tackle, buck sweep, Cavalli Pittman. He's up to the 34-yard line, which is a 6-yard gain and a first down. So Cavalli Pittman, a good carry on their first offensive run play. And, boy, if they can grind out 6 yards at a time like that, this will be a tough attack for the Bearcats to handle. Guys up front are going to have to win some tonight. Wing formation to the left this time. Fullback off the right. Nothing there. Number 33 is Amari Simon, the leading rusher, and he'll get nothing on that one. Number 74 for KCD, Dean Golder, the 5th leading tackler for this squad at a defensive tackle spot. Makes a big play. A lot of these kids for KCD, because it's a 1A school, one of the things you see is a lot of guys playing both ways. Advantages and disadvantages to that. At this point, though, on a cooler night, probably not going to be too big of a problem for big guys like Dean Golder. They'll be okay in this kind of weather. Wing formation to the left. And they're going to go buck sweep to the left. Pittman turns it up. He's going to pick up about 2. Great job by number 15, chasing it down from the weak side. Number 15, Parker Rudolph, who had the big return earlier, was playing outside linebacker on the left and chased it all the way down to the opposite side of the field to make that tackle. So Pittman, again, just 2 yards on that carry. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 8. This is a tough yardage for a team that doesn't throw it much because, number 1, it's an obvious passing situation. Double wing formation, offset running back to the tight end side. Tight end and wide out on the same side. They're going jet sweep. Dante Jones has it. Oh, it's going to be so close. They're going to spot it a half-yard short. Number 7, Dante Jones had a big carry there on the jet sweep look. Great action there. Offense staying on the field, Coach. Big call early in this big, important ball game for the John Hardin Bulldogs. I think they're going for it here. Nope, here they come. Here comes the punting unit. So on a 3rd down and 8, they pick up 7. And punting unit will come onto the field. Back deep is number 1, Michael Rader for the Bearcats to punt. Number 85, Isaiah Curry for John Harden. They snap down quickly, trying to get KCD to jump off sides. So they go with the snap down and could not induce them to jump off sides. They're going to call timeout and come to the sideline. It makes me wonder, are they sending the offense back on the field, or are they going to still punt the football here? What is there to talk about unless you're going to go for it? If they don't go for the snap down, the hard count to try to draw them offside, you punt the football, I would think. They've used a timeout here, though, instead. This is a Hardin County Education and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunications needs. Punting unit back out. So with 7:59 to go in the first quarter, 4th and 1. And if I'm KCD, I'm thinking these guys got to be up to something here. You going to snap down again, maybe? Try to draw them off again. There's the punt. It's away. Good punt. And it's going to land. Oh, it took a KCD bounce. It bounces backwards. It's going to be down by number 12, B.J. Stewart, and the Bearcats will take over 1st and 10 at their own 36. So in the battle of field position, John Harden gets a KCD back on their side of the 50-yard line. KCD started their first series on the John Harden Bulldog 48 after a great kickoff return. So flipping the field, getting the field position back on an even ground here. John Harden's defense, again, looking to be set up in a 4-3, four-man front, 3 linebackers, 4 deep here. It looks like a quarters coverage. Look, motion from the back. Again, that's Kasani Wilson. He's going to go out wide, empty backfield now. They're going to throw the quick hitch to Wilson, and tough run. Man, he was hit hard by number 2 right away. That's Jabari Wilson. He broke that tackle and got up close the first down. He picked up 8 yards on the pass. So Wilson catches the pass on a quick hitch, maybe 2 or 3 yard hitch, breaks a tackle. Again, Jabari Wilson could have stopped Kasani Wilson for just a 2 or 3 yard gain, but he broke that tackle. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 3 now. 2nd and 2, a long 2. Again, motion again for Kasani Wilson. Oh, fullback trap, beautifully executed. That is a wing T play. John Harden ought to be used to that one, and nothing doing there. Wow. 12-yard carry for number 12, Lawson Cantley. He and his brother, 2 of the leading rushers and receivers on this squad. Lawson Cantley, 12. 4 is McLean Cantley. And it's Lawson that time on the fullback trap right up the middle there. The left guard pulled and kicked out, and one of the defensive linemen was caught there. 4-man front, 4-3. Blitz coming from the safety. Wilson making several guys miss, but guys there in the backfield. Number 4, Cavalli Pittman, was there in a hurry to turn him away, and then number 11, Cameron Moore, makes the stop. So, wow. So, again, inside John Harden territory, first down goes backwards 2 yards. And so far, Kasani Wilson not finding much success in the run game. He caught the pass a moment ago. Under center now for the first time. Again, Ethan Harris, that quarterback, number 2, he's going to give to number 4. That's McLean Cantley. 2-yard gain for McLean Cantley. Number 25, T.J. Williams, making a great tackle. Got a hold of him with one hand and was able to hang on and limit that just a 2-yard gain. It'll be a 3rd down and 10 now. Hassani Wilson will check back in. Big number 78 is injured right now, and he's going to come out of the ball game. He's going to lay down. He's not, he's going to pop back up and limp off. So big number 78 is Xavier Crawley, the junior for Kentucky Country Day. He'll check out. Number 74, Dean Golder, the defensive tackle, again, is going to do a little double action here, playing some offense as well. So 3rd and 10, 5:56 and counting here in the first quarter. Tight end to the right, tight slot left. They're going to go in motion across. That's number 3 in motion. Trey Humphreys, their leading receiver. Oh my goodness, incomplete pass. They're trying to set up the screen to the left after the play action, and Kasani Wilson couldn't handle it. Hit him right in the stomach. So Ethan Harris did his job getting the football to the tailback on the running back screen there, but nothing doing. And so here comes the punting squad again. Again, the field position battle being won here so far by KCD. Back deep, number 3, which is Layson Anderson for the Bulldogs. The punt is away. It's an okay punt. It's going to land and take a big bounce for KCD. Wow, Anderson takes it with one hand, and that was a mistake as he was quickly wrapped up. Could have easily missed that ball. That'll be on the 7-yard line, 7 or 8. So the John Hardin Bulldogs will pick it up there. 1st and 10 on the right hash. 5:28 to go. Backed way up. So Austin Richardson will report back to the field with his back up against his own end zone. 1st and 10 for KCD up front. Number 62, Brody Cherry. Number 56 is Harrison Callahan. So, and then obviously 74, Dean Golder. That's the 3 of the guys up front. It looks like they're in kind of a 6-man goal line front here. It's a 4-man front, but they're bringing up those outside backers. And we've got a buck sweep action. Cavalli Pittman, big run out to the 25, 18-yard gain. Finished the run off well. Putting a big hit on the safety there as the safety tried to get to him there. Actually, 15 yards. They say he stepped out of bounds at the 22, so a 15-yard run for Cavalli Pittman. He's got runs of 6, 2, and 15 already as they're going early and often to Cavalli Pittman. Number 24 for the Bulldogs, split way out to the right. That's Cam McFadden. Tight end left, wing left. Good cut, Dante Jones. He's got space. He's trying to get a block. McFadden, nice play all the way up to the 48-yard line. 25-yard run. Number 3, Humphreys makes the tackle. So a 25-yard run. Dante Jones, he's got runs of 7 and 25. And so great play there as it was kind of a wing T reverse. They faked to the fullback off right tackle and gave to the wing who is in deep motion coming around that way. Split wide to the left to number 8, MJ Hayes at wide receiver. Double wing formation, tight end right. Again, it's that 4-man front look. The 2 outside backers just outside the defensive end. Straight ahead, fullback trap. Number 33 is going to pick up 2 yards. Again, that's Amari Simon, excuse me. .424 and counting. And with this ground attack that the Bulldogs want to establish, that's going to be a clock eater. 2nd down and 8 after the 2-yard gain by Amari Simon. He's only got 3 yards on 2 carries. He is the leading rusher for this Bulldog squad, 100 yards a game. Jet sweep to the left again. He's going to cut it back up. That's Cavalli Pittman. He'll pick up 2 to make it a 3rd and 7. So Cavalli Pittman hemmed in on the jet sweep that time. He might have been able to push the edge and keep running to the sideline and get that play, but he thought he saw something inside, only got a couple out of it. 3:39 and counting now, 3rd down and 8, a big 3rd down. They've just gotten over midfield as the Bulldogs are now in Bearcat territory. More of a 5-man front, more of a 5-3 look from this Bearcat squad right now. I'm just checking it out. Dante Jones on that reverse look again. Only 2 or 3 yards there. I think a 2-yard gain for Jones. So that's going to bring up a 4th down and long just over midfield. And I think the punting unit's going to come back onto the field. Number 85, the punter, Isaiah Curry, is there. Again, it's at the KCD 47-yard line as they are effectively flipping the field back again, field position-wise. 4th down, and I'm going to call it 5. 4th and 5, 2:50 to go as the clock winds quickly here. I don't see any trickery going on here. It looks like they are set up. Would not be a good idea. They don't have the numbers there at all. The kick is away. It's a good kick. It'll be fielded this time. Makes the first man miss. Again, number 1, Michael Rader. He's got the edge, and there's a flag. That's a block coming back the other way. It should have been a flag. There's no call. Good return by Rader, and he's up to the 36-yard line. The flag I thought they would call is a block going in the wrong direction. In other words, if you are blocking back towards your own end zone, peel back blocks, they used to call those. Usually those get called for personal fouls. Now, that did not happen there. I don't see any flags. It'll be 1st and 10, Kentucky Country Day from their own 36-yard line. So they really only gained about 10 yards on that punt, maybe 8 or 9 yards on that punt. Motion outside again. Kasani Wilson throws outside to Humphrey. Wow. Wow, that was interesting. A big reception there, a 15-yard gain on the pass. That was illegal as well, as they threw a pass upfield to number 3. It looked like a screen, but it wasn't. It was thrown upfield. And Troy Humphreys, number 3, their leading receiver with 12 catches for 239 yards and 2 touchdowns this season, caught the football. And while he's catching the ball, Cameron Edwards is blocking for him. You can't block downfield when the ball's in the air. That's offensive pass interference, but no call on that one either. Wow, big trap off the outside. Big run. Kasani Wilson still on his feet. MJ Hayes is tracking him down to the 12 from the 49. 37-yard run. So Kasani Wilson struggling early here. Picks up a big gain for the Bearcats, and they are in scoring. All right, well, that's about right. They got him down to the 11, so 38-yard gain we're going to give him. Big run for Kasani Wilson. Big number 7. They're going to pull him out of the lineup here. 2 receivers to the right, tight end left. Actually, it was trips to the right. Now they're going to have a tight wing to the left. And they're going to give to Cantley. Nothing there. Nothing there. Big number 51, Will Adams, there to make the tackle. And, again, that's Lawson Cantley to lose a yard. .106 and counting. We're late first quarter here at John Hardin High School, Bulldogs Stadium. The Bulldogs at 2-2, looking for a huge win here against this solid Kentucky Country Day Bearcat squad at 4-0. Again, the quarterback Ethan Harris sends Humphrey in motion. Again, they've got Wilson on the same play, the opposite direction. It's almost like the old counter trap from the Washington Redskins made famous back in the 80s, where they're pulling a guard, but they're also pulling the opposite wing. So they've got one guy kicking out and one guy leading up through the hole with a quick misdirection step from the tailback. That's Wilson, and he's just following those 2 blockers who are leading the way. There's a big carry on the first one, but -1 on that one. So 38-yard gain by Kasani Wilson has Kentucky Country Day down to the John Hardin 12. But that was a 1-yard loss. So it'll bring up 3rd down and 11 from the 12. And the first quarter, if you can believe it, folks, good grief, world record here, it feels like. 20-minute first quarter. So last week we were at North Hardin High School, and that game lasted 3 hours and 15 minutes. And tonight we're 20 minutes in, and first quarter is behind us. Well played first quarter with very few flags thrown. I say there could have been a flag or 2 thrown, but I appreciate it when the Stripes are keeping the flags in their pockets and letting the boys play. So I appreciate that to this point. But 3rd and 11 here as we come back. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results with locations in Elizabethtown, Hodgenville, Radcliffe, and South Louisville online at physicaltherapyky.com. eTownApartments.com by Mark Harris Construction. Take a virtual tour today at eTownApartments.com. For those who are serving our country in the military, a discount is available. eTown Apartments is a family-owned and operated management service with over 30 years of combined experience. Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling, a family-owned business with competitive prices, pickup service, and a friendly staff. Available for your recycling needs, located at 311 Steel Drive in Elizabethtown. Call 270-982-7206. KCD, 3rd and 11 here. Just in case you're wondering, KCD's kicker, Philip Papa, P-O-P-A, however you want to say that, is 14 of 14 on PATs this year and 2 of 2 on field goals. So they would appear to be in field goal range. Humphrey in motion. He's going to come back the other direction. 2 backs there in the backfield. They're looking for a screen, but it's not there. Quarterback's going to have to run with it, and he's just going to throw it away out of bounds. Good ideas. He was under pressure. Cavalli Pittman and T.J. Williams had a beat on him, and nothing else he could do other than just toss that one into the seats. So well played as they tried to throw a jailbreak screen to number 10, who's Cameron Edwards, and he was covered. And so when that thing was covered, Ethan Harris just had to improvise, and that improvisation was to smartly get rid of the football and just throw that thing away. So Philip Popa, I'm trying, folks. I'm thinking that's what it is. Right hash, 20-yard line means a 30-yard field goal attempt. It's down. It's up. It may have been partially blocked. It hits the crossbar, and it's no good. First miss of the season for Popa. Wow. Fired up down there are the John Hardin Bulldogs. As I didn't see who got it, but somebody got a finger on that thing, and it kind of went end over end the wrong direction. And usually when you kick a football, it's end over end, but bottom end first. When somebody hit it, it was going top end first, point over point. And nothing there. So 0-0. Bulldogs at the 20. They'll take over offense with 11:52 to go here in the second quarter. It's 0-0. Defense is coming up big for both squads. Inside fullback. There's Simon with it, breaking some tackles. Big gainer. He's got 14. Amari Simon, leading rusher for this Bulldog squad. He's making his presence felt here for the first time after a couple short gains. He's got 14. First down Bulldogs. Tip of the ball at the 34. Checking in here now will be number 16, Derek Hardiman, junior wide receiver, will be split out to the right. A lot of what they do with their splits with their wide receivers, since they're not going to throw it a lot, is just try to take one guy out of the play. One guy less in the box you have to account for to block. Again, it's a 6-man front look this time. And there's space there. Just a few yards, maybe 2. That's number 2, Jabari Wilson, his first carry on the ball game. He's up to the 37, so a 3-yard gain. Second down and 7 for the Bulldogs. So promising start to the drive. First down run from Amari Simon. Tight end and wide out to the left. Wing formation, wing left formation. Fullback again. Wow, Dean Golder all over. Big number 74. Closed down on that down block and just ran right into the fullback. Simon, they're going to say he lost a yard on that one. So, again, Bulldogs struggling to maintain. They're getting a couple of good plays, but when you have a negative play and you're a running football team, it's hard to recover from those things. You've got to be picking up at least 2 or 3 yards at a crack. And then when you hit those big 12 and 14-yard runs every second or third time, man, you move the football. But when you go backwards, you put yourself in a terrible spot here. They're going to run a play-action look, their waggle look. Richardson wants to run. He puts it on the ground. Fumble! KCD's got it. I believe number 56 came up with the fumble. Big play for KCD. 56 is Harrison Callahan. as Austin Richardson was running upfield. He'd gained a couple yards already. He didn't like what he saw. He had pressure on the outside, which was blocked, but then pressure up inside, unblocked pressure, turned it up, decided to run, but did not put the ball away. Got to take care of the football, ball security. So fumble from Richardson changed the tenor of what we've got going on here. 9:54 to go. KCD has it. They're going to throw it. Ethan Harris looking deep. One-on-one. Touchdown! No. They're going to say on the 1 foot line. Wow, that was a great catch. Number 10, Cameron Edwards, one-on-one there. He had in coverage number 2, Jabari Wilson, one of John Harden's best. And Jabari Wilson was right in his hip pocket. Now, I will say he was on the downfield hip. You've got to get upfield on the upfield hip as a defensive back to make that play. And so just a little behind and not able to catch up. He can't make a play running from behind. And, wow, they're going to have the ball on about the 2-inch line there. I thought that was in the end zone. But a 41-yard completion to Cameron Edwards from Ethan Harris. And, man, give it to the big kid, Kasani Wilson. Tight end left, tight wing to the right. They're going straight ahead. Touchdown. KCD Bearcats. The fumble by Richardson turns into points immediately. And so a 1-yard gain there for Kasani Wilson will give them the 6-0 lead with 9:21 to go. When you're a team that has struggled for the last several years and you're a team that is trying to get over the hump and start to play winning football, it's those kinds of plays, those fumbles, turn into points for the opposing team in a hurry like that. Some teams are able to recover from such things. We'll see if the John Harden Bulldogs can recover from a mistake there. This time, kick is up, and it's good. Again, number 85, Philip Popa, knocks that point after through. And so it'll be a 7-0 ball game. So the Bulldogs on a high, blocking a field goal attempt just about 2 minutes ago in game play, making a first down, having a couple of good offensive plays, and then on a 3rd and 8, the ball gets put on the ground. And so KCD fires back immediately with a long ball and then runs it into the end zone. E-Town Exterminating is a locally owned family-run pest control company that has been serving Hardin, Meade, Grayson, and Nelson counties and the surrounding areas of Kentucky since 1976. Whatever your pest control issues are, termites, spiders, crickets, general pests, even moles, their team has the knowledge, skill, and training to safely and effectively eliminate the problem. Call 270-737-6900 or go online at mugabug.com. So Popa's teeing it up. 9:21 to go. 7-0. The visitors in front. So KCD has gotten on the board first, and they took care of business after the defense gave them their first turnover of the ball game. Kick is away. It's a short kick. Be handled by number 4, Cavalli. Excuse me, that's number 8, MJ Hayes. Makes a cutback. Needed to break one more tackle. Good return to the 29. Tackle was made by number 22 there for KCD. That's Rocco Huffman. So Bulldogs will take over 1st and 10 from their own 29-yard line. See what Coach Preston has in mind here on this possession. So far, a couple of good-looking plays. They've had runs of 14, 15, 25 yards on the game, but they haven't been able to string enough consistent running attack together. And again, it's a 6-man goal line defensive front they're facing. Again, Amari Simon, a big first down, fullback trap run. He's going to pick up 11 on the carry, so another good play. It's just a matter of stringing those together to have a drive. Clock running, 9:05 to go in the second quarter. 1st and 10 from the 40, their own 41-yard line. Number 14 for John Harden, split out wide to the right is Nate Gayfield. Wing formation to the left. Give to the fullback again. He cut it back. He didn't run it to where the hole was designed. And good play. Number 51, the linebacker, was in there to make the stop. 51 is Bowen Johnson. Bowen Johnson is the leading tackler on this KCD squad. And so no gain on the play for Amari Simon. He cut it back. There's no reason to do that. He should have been between the guard and tackle on the right. He ended up just inside the guard on the left. Two wings. Somebody jumped. I don't know if it was offensive lineman jumping earlier or if it was KCD. It was KCD offside, so big mistake by the left defensive end. And they'll march off 5. So what was a tough 2nd and 10 will become an advantageous down and distance for the Bulldogs at 2nd down and 5. Richardson checking back in here with the play. Tight end left double wing formation. It's Simon behind the quarterback Richardson. Deep motion from Pittman. They're going to throw the football. Just dump it in the flat. Wide open. Overthrown, and they've got a flag down in the backfield. As soon as the quarterback comes out of that play action look, and you've got a back in the flat, the eyes need to go immediately to that first read and dump it off when he's open. He was open, and Richardson held the ball. They're going to step off what appears to be a holding penalty on the Bulldogs. So now it'll be 2nd down and 15 as opposed to the 2nd down and 5. So the passing game anemic again here. That one again, lack of understanding from the quarterback. Again, he's a sophomore, but he's played. Austin Richardson's been on the field. He's a good athlete. He knows how to deliver the football, but to me, that's just an error in understanding what you're doing on the offensive side of the football. It looked like when he saw some pressure in his face, just like he did when he scrambled before, that, well, now we got a penalty going the other way. I missed the call. Back to 2nd down and 5. What's going on? I'm looking around. Yeah, the coaches from KCD are wondering what was going on, too. And now we're walking the other direction with the football. Well, we just needed the ball to be moved around a little bit here. Back to the original place where they had the football. What is going on? Why would you even do that? That doesn't make a bit of sense. All right, 2nd down and 15. The most maligned people in football are the referees, not the coaches. Maybe in this case, deservedly so. Going with the screen. They get it to Simon. Nice cutback by Simon to find his blockers. All right, wow. It's number 51 was right in the face of the quarterback Richardson. 51 is Bowen Johnson, the leading tackler for this Bearcat squad. And that was tough. And, again, when you're throwing a screen pass, you're going to have people between the quarterback and who he's throwing to. Simon did a great job of catching the football. Good delivery by Richardson. It's an 11-yard gain. 3rd down and 4 now for this John Hardin Bulldog squad. Tight end, wing left, right. Nothing. Loss of a yard on 3rd down and 4. They tried to go fullback trap again. It was Golder again, just absolutely destroying that play. Dean Golder, big number 74. And here comes the punting unit with 6:52 and counting here in the 2nd quarter. They're at their own 47. No chance they're going to go for that on 4th down and 4. 0-yard gain on his last 2 runs for Amari Simon. That time there was nothing there. The time before, I think he just didn't run the play the way it was designed. Back to punt, 85, Isaiah Curry. Ooh, they did it. The snap down got him that time, as that's the 2nd time they've attempted to draw the Bearcats offside. That will be a 1st down. A 5-yard penalty there. And that was number 68 jumping off sides. Amir Vakil offensive tackle and D lineman. So Bulldogs will now go over midfield on the penalty. Great job as the special teams coach. It's the second time they've tried that snap down from the offensive lineman where they call a signal and they go from a 2-point stance to a 3-point stance quickly. And it did draw the punt return team offsides. Double wing, tight end left. It's a 6-man front. Pittman on the jet sweep. He's going to fight for a yard. Tackled by number 5 and number 8. That's Alex Bay and Hawkins Mackey. They're going to say no gain based on where his knee went down. So Pittman, nothing on that one. 2nd down and 10. They're over midfield with 5:57 and counting here. Second down and 10, Bulldogs. Sprint out pass to the right. He's got nothing. He needs to throw that into the seats, but did not. It's going to be about a 15-yard loss there on the play. Got to throw that thing away. He had a couple receivers out to the right toward the sideline. Could have just tossed it up into the seats. He's outside the tackle box there. I mean, they're going to call it about a 9-yard loss, and so it will be 3rd down and 19. That was an error there. Listen, guys, you can give the quarterback a hard time all you want here. I am, maybe the coach, but when you don't throw the ball very much, he just doesn't have the reps. You're working most of your practice time on running the football, and so when you don't have those reps, sometimes you just don't know how to react in those situations. And good carry for Cavalli Pittman. Going to pick up 5, but it's going to bring up a 4th down and 13. And they'll send it back the other direction. 4:20 and counting here in the second quarter. We're just 40 minutes into this ball game. 3 hours and 10, 3 hours and 15 minutes last week at North Hardin as they played Davis County. Tonight, it's moving fast. Both teams want to run the football. There have been some attempted passing. 6 attempts officially from. Looks like there's a motion penalty on the Bulldogs. So that'll go back 5 more. So 6 attempted passes from the Bearcats. 1 official attempt from John Hardin. They have run, I believe, 4 passing plays. The one was the scramble fumble. One was a scramble sack. The other one, I think, was also a scramble situation. So they have not been able to get off but the 1 pass. Ooh. Pressure up the middle and a flag on the same guy. That was not a good call. He didn't really even run into the punter. So great play down there by number 9. Again, number 9 is King Martin. He's made a great tackle. Be interested to see what John Hardin wants to do here. That will not give them a 1st down. Won't even be close to a 1st down. Running into the kicker is not a personal foul, so it won't be a 1st down. And they did a great job covering that punt. They may want to just take the result of the punt. They're calling a holding, and they're declining it. Holding on John Hardin. Oh, man, I'd send them back. KCD said we'll just take the ball there where it is at the 21. It's a little shocking. Not sure why Coach Jones wants to do that, but trips wide to the right. They're going to throw a screen. Oh, almost picked off. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. 7. Dante Jones sniffed that one out in a hurry. They were trying to throw that out there. I'm trying to see the number. The guy they were trying to throw it to, number 18, Nehemiah Brown Hamlin, who defensively has got 4 interceptions on the season. Great hands. He's their 3rd leading receiver with 7 catches on the season for 88 yards. 3:26 to go here after the incomplete pass. 2nd down and 10. Harris is going to give straight ahead. Going to pick up about 3. That's number 12 again. That's Lawson Cantley. Bring up a 3rd down and 7 here. Maybe 2 yards, maybe 3rd down and 8 coming up. I formation under center. Only the 2nd time. They're going to go with a play action, deep look, wide open. Oh my goodness. Slightly overthrown, but number 10, who caught the big ball earlier, made a great catch earlier, Cameron Edwards, that time had the ball right through his hands. He needed to stretch. He didn't stretch his arms out. It was over his shoulder, kind of over his head. He had beaten the defender. I believe it was number 7 again. That's, again, Dante Jones. Beating him by 8 yards maybe, and that was a wide open look. Would have been 6 points, just could not bring the ball in. Again, the ball may be slightly overthrown, but that ball is off of Edwards' fingertips. Punt is away. Good bounce for KCD, just out of bounds at about the 41. So John Harden with 2:35 to go here will have another opportunity, this time with pretty good field position. So far, just not able to really sustain anything. And neither team has been able to sustain anything of any consequence. 2 big plays have the score 7-0. Again, it was a fumble on a scramble by Austin Richardson that was immediately turned around into a 41-yard pass from Ethan Harris to Nehemiah Brown. To Cameron Edwards, down to the 1-yard line and then run in by Kasani Wilson on the very next play. Wilson hasn't touched it since that 1-yard touchdown plunge. They're going to give to Layson Anderson there, and Anderson brought down after maybe a 3-yard gain, just over 3 yards. They're going to give him 4. Anderson's first carry of the game. Boy, he ran hard right there. 2:19 and counting. This short clock late here in the 2nd quarter does not lend itself to the run always John Harden offense here. The ability to speed up. Right now they're sending in the play. I guess there's no ability to signal in a play, maybe even go to a no-huddle faster approach. 2nd down and 6 for the Bulldogs, and a lot of time is ticking off the clock, and just no sense of urgency. I guess they may just be content to go in down. They are going to throw the football. They've got a one-on-one. Oh my goodness! Wow, that a one-on-one look on the outside with MJ Hayes. Looked like he had beaten the corner deep, and there was no safety. But they also had number 3, Layson Anderson, on the wheel route up the sideline, and that ball was just overthrown. Anderson had 3 or 4 yards on the nearest defender on the sideline. They had him at about 15 yards streaking up the sideline. And had that ball been completed, he likely would have gone to the end zone. So 3rd down and 5 now. At least it stops the clock on the incomplete pass. And the Bulldogs will regroup here on 3rd down and 3rd down and 6. They need to run clock here. There's a good-looking play. Layson Anderson's got room. Breaks a tackle. Steps out of bounds at the 38-yard line. 13-yard run for Layson Anderson. He looks more explosive. Good blocking, certainly, but he looks more explosive. Now they're going to go hurry up when the ball went out of bounds. I don't think there's any reason to go hurry up. Timeout KCD. So with 1.5 to go here in the first half, The Bulldogs are threatening. They're down to the 38-yard line of the Bearcats. West Point Bank has 5 offices located in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Upton, Glendale, and West Point. Or find us online at westpointbank.com. Let us help make life simpler. West Point Bank, hometown banking made simple. Special thanks to our HCEC-TV crew tonight. Ron Hartley, Jessica Kirk, Kai Markey, and Lexi Garvin. Thanks to our students operating the cameras. Ron Hartley in the truck directing. Appreciate all the work you're doing to bring this game to our Hardin County fan base and those around the world watching through NFHS. So 1.5 to go. Good grief, Layson Anderson's looked good carrying the football. Just explosive. The speed factor has been he's just looked different with the ball in his hands than the other guys. I know Amari Simon's been fantastic for this team all year through 4 weeks. And I know Cavalli Pittman's a very talented runner. But Anderson has looked a little different here. Wing to the right. They're going to go with that buck sweep to the right. He's got space. Makes another man miss over the 30, about an 8 or 9 yard gain. They're going to give him 8, 2nd down and 2, and they've got to go quickly here with 1:18 and counting. They're on the 30-yard line. So Anderson on this drive with runs of 4, 13, and 8. 103, 102, time ticking away. They go same play. They've got space again. He needed to get out of bounds. Don't think he... They're telling the clock operator to stop the clock. So down to the 21, a 9-yard carry there. Again, the same off-tackle buck sweep look. It's more like a power because they're not pulling 2 guards. They're pulling the opposite guard. So it's an O-lead or power is what you'd call that. Trying to do it again, that just was poorly executed. So poorly executed. I can't tell you how many ways. That was not on Layson Anderson that time. The guard did not get around to the off-tackle hole. He just turned it up early. There's no you can't do that. You've got to go and lead the play. You turn it up early like that, and you're just running around. So a 2-yard loss there for Anderson as they try to run the power. Some people call that power. Some people call it O-lead, where you bring the offside guard, the weak side guard, and try to lead him up into the hole. You've got a wing and a tight end on that side who are trying to kick out. And it's been very effective 2 or 3 times in a row here. That last one, however, the guard turned up early. There was a linebacker in the backfield, and the play was blown up. 44 seconds to go here. And 7-0 Kentucky Country Day. It says John Hardin still has 2 timeouts on the board. From the 23-yard line, tight end, wing, and wide receiver to the same side. That makes the tight end an ineligible receiver here, but probably looking to run the football. They're going to go fullback this time. Amari Simon, maybe a yard. Oh, the ball's on the ground. Fumble, and KCD's got it. Wow. So 2 fumbles now here in the first half is honestly the difference in this ball game. What's happening here? No. What's going on here? The clock is running, and the referees are telling them to hold up. They can't, though, because the clock is running. So timeout called KCD as KCD had walked off the field. They thought they had the football. I did, too. There was a fumble on the play. Ball has been spotted back at the 23. Must be that John Hardin got the ball. Okay. I don't know who scrambled out of there with the football. But Amari Simon puts it on the ground. One of his teammates has his back and gets the ball. 24 seconds. The clock just continued to run as the officials were kind of standing over the ball, not letting John Hardin snap it, as KCD was confused. They thought they had the football. They did not have their defensive unit on the field, so they had to call timeout as John Hardin started to run a play. The officials had to get out of the way. If they're going to let the clock run, they cannot just stand over the football and keep John Hardin from being able to run a play. 3rd down and 10 now for the Bulldogs. They're at the 23-yard line. That's right. It's 3rd down and 12, actually, or 3rd and 11. 24 seconds to go. They've got 2 timeouts, so they don't need to. They can run the football. It's not required to throw it right here, and they're going to give it off tackle. Simon needs to break a tackle. Wow, down to the 16. Now they need to call that timeout in a hurry. Clock's still going. Clock's still going. Are they going to? They've got 2 timeouts. What are they doing? 11, 10, 9. With 2 timeouts, they're just going to let the clock run out here. They're going to turn and try to run a play. They don't know what's going on. Oh, my goodness. They just let 15 seconds run off the clock and then called timeout with just 3 seconds remaining. So they're going to have to make a decision here on whether or not they're going to try to kick a field goal. They're down to the 16. They had a nice 7-yard run there by Amari Simon. Just completely lost track of what's going on out there. So now they still have a timeout, but they're not going to be able to use it with 3 seconds to go. This is the last play of the half. And 16, they're on the 16-yard line. 4th down and 5. They've got, you got to score a touchdown or kick a field goal. I don't know what Coach Preston wants to do. But you've got to be ready. You've got to know that, hey, we've got 2 timeouts. We've got a short clock. When we run this football, when the ball is down, we're calling timeout. So we're going to save clock, and you can run another play and try to pick up the first down, or you can kick the field goal then. They've got the field goal unit on the field right now. It'll be Richardson to hold. I believe it's number 81, Ashton Russell. He's got 88 on, but Russell is their kicker. And there's a timeout by KCD. They don't have any timeouts. He just called a timeout. They don't have a timeout. What's going on here?
You have one left? Yeah, we have one. Oh, okay.
All right. Well, the scoreboard had it wrong, I guess. 1 timeout. That was the last timeout for KCD. They had one. John Harden does not have one now? I don't know. So maybe they had maybe John Harden only had 1. I'm losing my mind because the scoreboard says they had 2. Maybe it was just 1 timeout. Therefore, Coach let it run down to 3 seconds to make this the last play of the game. Coach Preston probably knew he was going to kick a field goal here at 4th and 5. Nobody has any timeouts now, it appears. And this will be the last play of the half. Trying to get on the board here. Kick is up. And it's good. So at the horn, the Bulldogs get on the board as Ashton Russell knocks through another one. He's 2 for 2 on field goals on the season and 10 of 10 on extra points. So points on the board here at the end of the half. Good job by the Bulldogs to find some points there. Riding the back of Layson Anderson, Amari Simon doing a great job getting and the offensive line getting the football down the field to get points on the board. So, again, we go into the half with the visiting KCD Bearcats in front, 7-3. We'll be back in 15 minutes with second half action.
Welcome to one of our special sports interviews, which are sponsors that help us to produce our live sports programming. Joining me today is Kobe Gibson, and he is with Waddell's Recycling, Salvage, a little bit of everything. And they've been a new partner in the last few years, and we really appreciate their sponsorship, Kobe. So let's start with, how did the business start, the background?
My father-in-law started the business several years ago, crushing cars, buying scrap. And that's just progressed year over year until he had his 2 sons get more involved with it, and then I started helping him about 12 years ago and became involved with it. And ever since then, it's been a big family operated business, and we just like to grow stronger in the community. So.
Now, how many employees do you have?
Anywhere between 10 and 15 usually, just depending on what you've got. It's hard to find help these days, so.
That's true.
Yeah.
What types of things do you take?
We will take pretty much anything that's metal. We've got a few items we can't take as far as propane tanks, anything that's flammable or hazardous, but other than that, we can take anything that's metal.
So, well, like washers, dryers, I
Yes.
mean, they have to have the Freon removed?
Yes, yeah, the Freon has to be removed, but we take any appliances out of your house, anything like that, hot water heaters, anything that's metal.
Okay. Now, I mentioned that you all came and got a car that I was
Yes.
that had been junked, and so that's a pretty neat offer for customers.
Yeah, if somebody's got a car that they don't want to repair, that's too old or wrecked or beyond repair, we've got a rollback service, and you just call the office and fill a form out, and we can come pick it up for you, and you'll get paid for it. So.
Now, do we just load up anything in there in addition to that?
Yeah, if you've got some oddball stuff, yeah, you can definitely get rid of it. It's an easy way to get rid of without making a trip up there. So.
Mm-hmm. Why is it beneficial? I mean, to me, it was very beneficial because I didn't have to get a wrecker service, and I knew I did. I mean, it's not like it's worth a whole lot of money anyway. So.
Yep.
That really makes things convenient. And basically, you said you all work from a long span off of
Yes.
65. So talk about your
Yeah. I mean,
community.
we go anywhere from southern Indiana all the way to Tennessee with all of our services. We've got mobile car crushing, industrial services, roll-off box services. Any piece of scrap, we can pretty much pick it up and haul it away. So.
And are you still located in the southern part of Elizabethtown?
Yes, yeah, we're right off exit 91 there. You can actually see the place off of Interstate 65, so we're centrally located where everybody can get to us pretty easy.
Well, we're going to have a lot of growth in
Yes,
this area.
yes.
How do you prepare for something like that? Because that's definitely going to be a direct impact for you.
Yeah, we've been ordering a lot of new roll-off containers. We've got well over 100 now of those, so those have became a big hit as far as industrial people and just residential people as well.
Now
Cleaning
talk
places
about
up.
those. I think that's what we were sharing
Yeah.
just a moment ago. So what are
Yeah,
those?
so they're like a roll-off container. We've got mainly 40 yards, but what we can do is we've got a truck that will deliver it to your house, and then all you do is throw your scrap in it, fill it up, call us, we come pick it up. You get paid for it just like the car. We charge just a little bit to bring it out there, but the scrap metal more than covers that. So it just makes life easy. You don't have to make a bunch of trips back and forth. So.
Do we have to separate anything as we throw things in there?
You don't. Just the biggest thing is like the hazardous materials, no propane tanks, oxygen tanks, no fluids or anything like that. So.
With you being family owned, I'm assuming you all are working yourselves to the bone.
Yeah, we stay busy.
We have a cute commercial that shows some of the youngsters. They have probably grown up a little bit since that commercial.
Yep, that's been just a little bit. So.
Well, we appreciate you sponsoring our sports coverage. Tell us a little bit about your commitment to the community and why this is important to you.
We live here locally, and we like to put any money we can do with advertisement or anything like that. We like to keep it local, and then like to support the kids and the schools as well. So we just try to everything we can do. We try to keep it right here. As far as our money, we try to keep it in Hardin County. We're not a big corporate place where money's going away from here. All the money we make, goes back to our employees here or back in the community, like the sports stuff.
Yeah. Well, and we do over 80 games a year, so there's a lot of promotion there, and it really does help our young athletes to be seen, really, because they could literally send the link to a coach and say, hey, take a look at my effort. We're talking about vehicles real quick. What about the tires on the vehicles? Can it go with them?
Yeah, you're allowed the 4 tires that's on it plus your spare, so 5 tires.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Why is it important? You're in part very responsible with a service that does a great thing in terms of recycling. Why is that important to the environment?
Yeah, I mean, the way we do things too is a little different. Starting out when the car comes in, we've got an environmental rack that the car goes on and all the fluids get drained. So the only thing we ask for is for you to have your gas drained out of it when it comes. But as far as the motor oil, the transmission fluid, we do all that. And then it's just great that the stuff's not going in ditches and creeks and stuff like that and getting recycled and turned back into new metal.
Right, because everything that's in the ground eventually gets back to us in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and we also help, all of our stuff doesn't get shredded. We sell used car parts as well.
Oh, okay.
So, some of the cars we'll go out and buy, and they may be newer stuff that's been wrecked, and we've got about 500 or 600 cars over to the side, and we've got actually a whole inventory of all those parts. So.
Wow. Now, do you all take those parts out, or is it one of those pack where you have to come and get it?
We generally pull them out. It just makes it easier. That way we know if nothing's getting tore up, taking the part off. we can take time and get it off right way. So.
Now, have you been doing that for a while?
It's probably been going, don't quote me on this, 4 years, 5 years, something like that. So, and it's one of those things, nobody knows about it. It's people come in all the time and say, I didn't know you did this.
Well,
so,
I was going to say, I had no idea.
Yep. So.
Well, that's a great service there, too.
Yeah.
I mean, just having those, you just may need that one little used part and
it may save you a bunch of money. That's the way
exactly,
things are. Yeah.
Exactly. Now, I'm sure you don't put the part on, though.
No, we don't do any installing. So.
But it helps those that like doing their own work, though.
Yep.
Okay, that's great. Again, phone number where they can reach?
270-982-7206. You'll get a hold of the office girls, and then they can put you in touch with me or somebody if you have another question that they can't answer.
Wonderful. And thank you again, Colby, for coming in.
No problem.
And thanks, Waddell's, for helping us out with
You're very welcome.
Our high school sports. All right, we're going to get back to some exciting sports in the area. Thank you for watching.
Welcome back to John Hardin High School, where the halftime score is Kentucky Country Day Bearcats 7, John Hardin Bulldogs 3. I'm Paul Gray here to bring you the second half of this pivotal fifth game of the season. Certainly John Hardin coming off a 2-9 season last year. This is a big game. They're 2-2 right now. To get over 500 and to beat a good KCD ball club that's 4-0 right now that finished 9-3 last year. That would be a big feather in their cap. So Coach Preston's got some work to do. A turnover. Can you hear me? I'm talking. Hello. Can you hear me? Oh. I'll start over, I guess. Welcome back to John Hardin High School. We're here for second half action. I'm Paul Gray bringing you the action tonight in this pivotal Week 5 matchup. Right now it's the KCD Kentucky Country Day Bearcats led by Coach Jones, up 7-3 over the John Hardin Bulldogs. Coach Preston and this John Hardin squad, for them, this is a pivotal game in the season. They're 2-2, coming off of a 2-9 season last year, and this would be a big feather in their cap to come back with a victory here over Kentucky Country Day, a good Kentucky Country Day squad. They're 4-0 right now and had a great season last year at 9-3. So John Hardin here battling. The big mistake in the game, the key moment in the game, was a fumble by Austin Richardson on a scramble. He was trying to throw the football, scrambled with it, put the ball on the ground, and KCD capitalized on that on the next play with a 41-yard pass down to the 1-yard line, which Kasani Wilson then turned into a touchdown. When you look at the numbers tonight, again, unofficial, I'm not the best stat keeper in the world, but let me give you an idea of what's going on out here. Right now, Austin Richardson is 1 for 1 passing for 11 yards through a screen pass to Amari Simon. And so right now the John Hardin Bulldogs had 123 rushing yards and 11 passing yards in the first half for 134 total yards. On the other side, KCD, 53 rushing yards, 64 passing yards for 117 yards. Again, the big strike, the 41-yard pass. Also a 38-yard run by Kasani Wilson. Other than those two plays, not much going on for this KCD offense. John Hardin Bulldog defense has done a great job. We'll see who can win the battle up front. Some of those kids from KCD up front are some big fellas. Dean Golder, number 74, has made a big impact on this ball game to this point. And we'll see if this John Hardin front can continue to have success, just like they did late in the half as they got down the field and kicked a field goal right at the end of the first half. So we are about a minute away from the kickoff here, and it will be the John Hardin Bulldogs to take the second half kickoff. That's a big momentum opportunity for the Bulldogs. And again, 134 yards for the Bulldogs, 117 for the Bearcats. Not a big offensive game for either side, but certainly, again, one turnover and a couple big plays, and KCD is in front. We'll see what John Hardin's coaching staff, Coach Preston and the rest, what kind of adjustments they've made for the second half. Obviously, Layson Anderson was very effective there late in the half running the football. Cavalli Pittman had 39 yards rushing. Dante Jones 34 yards rushing on just 3 carries. Kasani Wilson for the Bearcats had 38 yards rushing, and Lawson Cantley had 13 yards rushing. Cameron Edwards, 1 catch for 41 yards, and again, Ethan Harris, 3 for 8 for 64 yards on the first half. Again, the big story, the 1 turnover for the Bulldogs. And we're ready to get it underway. Popa kicks it off deep over the head and into the end zone, so that won't be returned. It was number 7, Dante Jones, back deep, and he was a little bit too far up the field to be able to handle that kick. And so the Bulldogs will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20 to start the second half. Down 7-3. So let's see what the Bulldogs have in store here. See Cavalli Pittman at the halfback spot. They're going to go straight ahead to the fullback. Number 33, Amari Simon, stuck at the line of scrimmage. Number 51 is Bowen Johnson, the leading tackler for the Bearcats, and he was there to light up Amari Simon. So Simon hasn't really been able to get going in this game. The leading rusher for this Bulldog squad has 402 yards in 4 games. So far tonight, just not much there. Going to give him a yard on that first carry of the second half. He's got 34 yards on the first half. They're going to go jet sweep to Layson Anderson. A couple of missed blocks out in front. You've got to get on people. But Anderson will pick up maybe 3. Just going to give him 2, actually. So Anderson picks up 2 yards to bring up a 3rd down and 7. They need to get to the 30-yard line. They're at the 23. Again, not much doing here on this first possession. See if they can turn this 3rd down and 7 into a 1st down here. Good start for this Bearcat squad defensively. 5-man front look. Got 1 extra backer up on the line as well. Cut outside Simon. He's going to pick up maybe 3, but that's not going to be enough. So Amari Simon, a good hole, a good cut, but just not enough room as it was good pursuit from the Bearcats, and it'll bring up a 4th down and 3. Sideline warning for KCD. They've only got about 20 kids over there on the sideline. Not sure who they're warning, but they all look like they're back pretty far to me. I guess maybe they already moved them back. Here comes the punting unit onto the field. Number 1 for KCD, Michael Rader, will go back deep. The punter again is number 85, Isaiah Curry, for John Harden. The Bulldogs in the huddle to get the call. Two gunners out to the right. And there's a flag thrown on the play. I'm not sure who or what has happened here. But that flag was thrown back at the 50-yard line by the back judge. Something he does not like. And they're going to get a 1st down. John Harden, something happened here. Illegal substitution. Wow. Another mistake gives the Bulldogs a fresh set of downs, 5-yard penalty. And John Harden, with 9:49 remaining in the 3rd quarter, will keep possession here. That's super important. Obviously, they want to keep the offense on the field, try to wear down this KCD defense, give themselves a couple opportunities maybe to break a big run. If you can get a defense tired and out of position, you might be able to break something. So that's what the Bulldogs are hoping will happen. Oh, ball on the ground. Gee whiz, KCD, I think, has it. Austin Richardson, the quarterback, pointing in the direction of John Harden having it. They do not. It is KCD with the football. Number 15, Parker Rudolph, comes out of there with it. It was simply the handoff. Nobody hit anybody. Somebody didn't make a pocket or put the ball in the pocket on the handoff. Obviously, quarterback Austin Richardson there. I think it was Cavalli Pittman, number 4, he's trying to give the football to. So the big break goes by the wayside, and a second fumble is going to set up this KCD squad. Oh, wow. So they're going to try to throw the football probably down the field, as some of the routes were deep routes. Humphrey was down the middle of the field, probably open. And quarterback Ethan Harris just lost his footing when he caught the snap. He's trying to pivot as he caught the ball to take a couple of steps back. Fell on his right hip. Just one of his feet just went out from underneath him. He's kind of walking gingerly back to the huddle. He's okay, but he just took a spill, I guess you'd say. 5-yard loss there for Harris. Going to have to give him the rushing attempt on that motion across. Now it's Cantley, toss, sweep. John Harden trying to come up. It's McLean Cantley with all kind of room down the sideline, down to the 20. I think he's got the first down. He's right at the marker, maybe a 15-yard gain on the toss sweep. Again, that's McLean Cantley, the younger of the two, with a big 15-yard gain. They're going to give him 14 yards and just short of the first down. So 14-yard gain and out of bounds. McLean Cantley has erased that misstep by the quarterback Ethan Harris on first down, and it's 3rd and 1 now. Got the big back Kasani Wilson in there. They're going to go with a wow, lots of space for the quarterback Harris. He's going to go to the end zone. Wow, barely touched. Just a bootleg look on 3rd and 1. They faked the run to Kasani Wilson, who is obviously a great back. You'd think that's where they're going to go with the football. The whole John Harden defense was fooled. I don't know who had contained on that far side. But here's the thing. Here's the thing I always tell kids when I was a defensive coordinator. If you're the left defensive end and the left outside linebacker or corner, and they run the ball, even if you think they're running it and it's not a bootleg, if they run the ball off left tackle, you're not going to make that tackle. What are you running over there for? There's no reason to do that. Stay at home, play your responsibility as the corner and outside linebacker and defensive end on that side. There's no reason to go running over to the right side. Not going to make that play. All right? So out of position, great bootleg fake, great speed. Ethan Harris, 21 yards, touchdown run. And wow, this game that looked really fun, really close, has now got a little bit of distance here, as 2 turnovers have led now to 2 touchdowns for this KCD squad. John Harden shooting themselves in the foot here in a very competitive football game that John Harden could win if they can get out of their own way at this point. This is an HCEC-TV student production, a division of Hardin County Schools. Special thanks to our live sports coverage sponsors: Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling, eTownApartments.com, West Point Bank, and eTown Exterminating. Tune in weekly for all local HCEC-TV programs airing on Brandenburg Telecom and Comcast Cable's Channel 2 and Spectrum Channel 184. All HCEC-TV programs on the HCEC YouTube channel. Subscribe to the channel today to get your local community sports and events. Special thanks to our HCEC-TV crew: Ron Hartley, Jessica Kirk, Kai Markey, and Lexi Garvin. Thanks to them for bringing us the action tonight. We'd also like to thank NFHS, the National Federation of High School Sports, and its support in providing live streaming service. Contact NFHS.com to subscribe today. All right, 14-3, 8:30 to go here in the third, and this turned in a hurry. Pope at a kick. Number 85 boots it deep. Back on the 4 to take it, I believe, is Jones. Oh, man, almost split those two guys, but a good, aggressive return by Dante Jones out to the 28-yard line. He did not waste any time getting north and south. I love seeing that. Almost split 2 tacklers to make a big play. So good return, and the Bulldogs will take over 1st and 10 at their own 28. Again, down 14-3 now, down 2 scores. Those 2 fumbles have led to 2 KCD scores. Absolutely not what you want to do in helping the other team out. KCD, on the other hand, has not turned the football over to this point. And so Bulldogs have got to get something going here, sustain a drive, cut this thing back to a 1-score ball game. they're not even in it until you can get back to a one-score ball game. They're going to go to the fullback straight ahead. Mari Simon, nothing there. Maybe a yard. 2nd down and 9 after Simon just picks up a yard. He's got 1 yard, 3 yards, 1 yard on 3 carries here in this half. Again, this is their leading rusher, Amari Simon. They want to feed him the ball, but just nothing doing for him. He's had a couple of good runs, an 11-yarder and a 14-yarder on the game, but too often there hasn't been a lot of space for him to run the football. So Simon and Anderson in the backfield. They're going to give to Layson Anderson this time. Wow, great job by number 5. That's Alex Bay in the backfield. He basically shut down the kick-out block, so there was nowhere to turn that ball up. Layson Anderson wanted to turn that ball up off tackle, but number 5 had just squeezed the hole. There was no hole, and as soon as he bounced outside, it was an easy tackle. So a 1-yard loss on the carry for Layson Anderson. It's back to 3rd and 10. Man, they've been in 3rd and long here on these first couple of drives, making things really difficult right now, especially with no passing attack to speak of. Deep motion. Inside scissors trap. Anderson had some space, but a great tackle there. If he could have beat one guy, Anderson would have picked up the 1st down. But that's number 4, McLean Cantley, making the tackle. He made the big run on the last series for his offense on a 2nd down and 15, and there makes a big tackle to stop what could have been a 1st down. Instead, it's only a 3-yard gain for Layson Anderson. Punt is away. It's a good punt. Fair catch called for. He had some space. Number 1 back there again is Michael Rader doing the punt return duties. And with the fair catch, KCD will take over at their own 40-yard line. They're up 14-3, and that was a tough 3-and-out for the Bulldogs. If they're wanting to get back in this thing, they've got to start to sustain drives and give themselves some scoring opportunities. Right now, KCD seems to be the one that's made some of the better adjustments. Maybe like the fresher ball club out here as well. Defense getting set in their 4-3 look. They're going to throw the football. Quick hitch out here to the side, number 10. That is Cameron Edwards again. He's going to catch the football. 6-yard gain on the hitch route to Edwards. 2nd down and 4 coming up from the 46-yard line. Second and 4, Twins formation to the right, offset eye. Fullback comes in motion. They're going to go back the other. Wow! McLean Cantley. Oh, makes the safety miss. They're trying to run him down. He's inside the 5. Touchdown, McLean Cantley and KCD. The youngster, the sophomore, the little brother, making a big play on a 46-yard run. So he's got carries here in the second half of 14 and 46 yards. McLean, number 4 there, is just a sophomore. His brother is the senior, number 12, Lawson Cantley. He was the lead blocker on the play. Man, how much fun is that? There's nothing more I would like to do than to have played football with my brother. He was a little older than me, and so we weren't really ever on the same team, but I can't even imagine how awesome that would be to be leading the way for little brother as he's busting off a big 46-yard run for a touchdown. So the Cantley brothers have put this thing out of reach. No, maybe not out of reach. It's going to be there's plenty of time. 5:42 to go, 21-3. KCD out in front. Man, that just gave them a lot of breathing room, a lot of space, and it would take a massive effort for the Bulldogs to get themselves back into this thing. Again, the first half, as far as I'm concerned, was more Bulldogs than Bearcats. They had more yards total offense on the half. The fact was there was a big fumble and a big play following the fumble, and John Harden couldn't sustain a drive, even though he had several good plays during, especially during that last drive that ended in a field goal. But, wow, KCD has come out and punched in a couple of quick touchdowns, and this thing is going to go one of two ways right here. It literally could. This Bulldog squad is going to really stay in there and scrap, and they're going to get back in this ball game, or this thing's going to get ugly in a hurry. I'm not sure which way I'm going to vote right now. I'm not feeling super optimistic, but hopefully this Bulldog squad will show a little fight here and get back in it. They certainly are capable of putting points on the board against this team, but they have not been able to do so yet. Big kick. Popa will knock that into the end zone. Layson Anderson standing at the 10-yard line there. To me, I don't know what they're doing special teams wise. If the guy can, if the kicker on the other team can kick the ball to the goal line, you stand at the at the 2-yard line and make the ball go over your head and fly into the end zone. I have seen several times where a ball with that kind of backspin on it will hit at the 1 or 2 yard line and just stop. Layson Anderson stood at the 10, let the ball fly over his head, and assumed it was going to bounce into the end zone and just walked away. Dude, that ball could have stopped and sat down right there. I've seen it many times. And then you just don't know what's going on. Oh, shotgun. Trips to the right side. They're going to give to Anderson, but there are 4 tacklers there unblocked to make the play. Golder is one of them. Dean Golder, big number 74. Great play again by 15. Parker Rudolph is those two guys have teamed up to make a number of tackles today. Actually, number 12 there as well. Number 12 is Lawson Cantley again. He was the one that was leading for his brother on that big touchdown run in that last series. So 2nd down and 10 after the 0-yard gain for Layson Anderson there. In the shotgun, trips to that side. They're going to sprint out. Man, no blocking there, so very difficult throw to make for Austin Richardson, as 2 guys just came off the edge pretty much unblocked. One of those was number 56. That's Harrison Callahan, who's made a number of big plays, and number 5, who's made a bunch of big plays. That's Alex Baya. I don't know how to say his name. It's B-A-H-E. Baya. Bay. Maybe I'll just try them all and see which one sticks. 4:56 to go after the clock stopped after the incomplete pass. 3rd down and 11. And trips formation left, shotgun formation. They're going with a tight end on the right side. They're going to go draw to Anderson. He's got one man to beat there. Does that. Got the first down on an 11-yard gain. Layson Anderson. Draw play. They were in the shotgun formation and just paused for a second. I saw the right tight end was not a tight end. It was an extra offensive lineman. I saw him pass set and drive his defender to the outside when they made contact. And so that opened up a big hole for Anderson, and a great run there to pick up the first down. 1st and 10 Bulldogs from the 31-yard line. They're down 21-3, 4.5 to go here in the 3rd. KCD in a 5-man front. Oh, batted up in the air. It's a jump ball. Knocked away. Woo. Wow. Number 1, Michael Rader was there to bat it away from MJ Hayes, who was trying to battle for the ball. Defensive end jumped up and batted it high into the air. Man, that's dangerous. That's how a lot of interceptions happen. Hayes was there trying to come up with it, though. Great play by Rader to make sure he couldn't get to the football. So 2nd down and 10 now. Clock stopped on the incomplete pass. That's one good thing about throwing the football a little bit, is you're going to save clock when you're down by several scores. That can be helpful to your cause. You want to save clock and not burn it. 2 receivers to each side. They're going to give to Anderson there. off the right side. He gets several yards. It's a good little run, maybe 6 on the carry to bring up 3rd down and 4. So they are running the ball a little more effectively now out of this shotgun because they're spreading the defense a little bit. The defense maybe doesn't totally respect the passing game, but they are having to spread a couple more guys out. You can't just leave uncovered receivers all over the field. So they are having to spread out a little bit. It's taking a couple guys out of the box. And John Harden able to get a little bit of running room on a couple of these runs here. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 4 from their own 37-yard line. Down this many, I'm almost thinking you can go for, wow, they're staying in the spread look, but the line has been stacked. Yeah, they're not going to get anything on that run of the football. You got to look at what's going on there. Great run by Anderson to pick up a 1st down. There's a flag down. It could be a hold. That play may come back, even though it was a great run by Layson Anderson. So what's going on there up front? And they are marching backwards, the Bulldogs. Chop block. Huh. So somebody hit high and somebody hit low on a defensive lineman. That's a chop block. You cannot do that. The ball is going to go back. So that 3rd and 4 that was converted will become a 3rd and many, many. I'm sorry. They called it on the defense. I didn't know you could chop if you're on the defensive side of the ball. You are not allowed to cut an offensive lineman's legs. In other words, if they're running at you to block you out in space, you're not allowed to just cut their legs out from under them. We used to do that. That's one way boy, that's a long penalty. 15-yard spot foul. We used to actually play off-tackle plays like that when someone was running at you to block you. Hit them in the legs, knock them down. There's 2 of you laying on the ground and you're just making a big pile, a big mess where the other team's trying to run the play. KCD's going to take a timeout. I think Coach wants to talk to the officials as much as he wants to talk to his team. He's not happy about that a bit, that call. They have outlawed that kind of play from a defender. And, again, we used to play it that way. Our defensive ends, if you had a pulling guard coming at you or if you had a fullback running at you to block you on a play, we would sounds bad now saying it, but we used to tell them cut their pins out from underneath them. In other words, their legs are their pins, and you're gonna cut their legs out, and you're then laying on the ground, and they're laying on the ground. It's just a big mess, and there's nowhere for that running back to run with the football. So that has been outlawed. So that's obviously what happened somewhere on the field is one of the KCD players went down low on a blocker out in space, and they've called a personal foul on that. That has been outlawed a long time ago. This is a Hardin County Education and Community Television Student Production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools, live channel and programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunications needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results with locations in Elizabethtown, Hodgenville, Radcliffe, and South Louisville. Online at physicaltherapyky.com. 3:20 to go. 21-3 KCD, but John Harden on the march. A good draw play to Layson Anderson, and then a personal foul on the Bearcats has them on the 42. Fumble on the handoff again. They're calling that an incomplete pass. It was absolutely a handoff attempt. I don't know what the official's looking at there. That was a muffed handoff again. It doesn't look like there's much care between the running back and the quarterback to make sure there's a solid exchange. So I don't know what happened there. They called that an incomplete pass. I'm going to mark it down on the stat sheet for an incomplete pass, but that was ridiculous. That's a fumble. And they're running the same play again, and there's an actual handoff, and there are 5 tacklers unblocked. And, wow. Number 51, Bowen Johnson there to make the hit on the 1-yard gain. Again, Layson Anderson there. There were literally 5 of the Bearcats there. You never draw up a play where there's going to be 5 unblocked defenders. Something's not quite right on those plays. 3rd and 9 again, man. 3rd and long all the time. They just can't get anything good to happen there. They're going backside screen. Anderson's got to make a bunch of guys miss to make a play here, and just not enough ability to do that. So another completed pass, 2 out of 4 for Richardson. This one, however, is going to go backwards about 2 yards, -2 gain on the screen pass. He tried to get inside his blockers again like he did on the previous screen. It was completed for 11 yards, but just could not avoid all of the oncoming tacklers. 4th and 11 on the other side of the 50. I don't blame Coach for going here. You're down 3 scores with 1:53 to go in the 3rd. It's 4th and 11, but you're on the Bearcat 43-yard line. You got nothing to lose really here. 3 deep look for the Bearcats. A lot of underneath coverage. They're going to bring some blitzers as well. They're going to take a deep shot. That ball is a wounded duck, and it is underthrown, and they're looking. John Harden is looking for a that's ridiculous. If anybody, the ball was intended for number 8, MJ Hayes. MJ was doing everything he could to battle to come back to the ball. A lot of times when you're coming back to an underthrown ball, they will call pass interference on the defense. Honestly, if I was going to call pass interference, they would have called it on the offense, because Hayes was really pushing hard on the back of the defender, trying to get to the football. But what happens is that the incomplete pass is a turnover, and the Bearcats have the ball. 2 receivers to the right, offset eye, look. They're going to look to the right. They're taking a deep shot. That's well overthrown. No chance. Hayes was there in great coverage. Cover number 10, Cameron Edwards. They love to go to Edwards on those deep balls, but that ball was not delivered anywhere near the intended target, and the intended target was not running a very good route. He was almost all the way on the sideline, covered well by Hayes. When you're on the sideline, you don't give your quarterback anywhere to put the ball. Quarterback should be putting the ball on your outside shoulder, but your outside shoulder's almost out of bounds when you're right on the sideline there. So with 1:26 to go here in the 3rd, it's going to be 2nd down and 10 after the deep ball attempt. Anytime they're getting a turnover, they're going deep. If you're watching film on this KCD squad, you got to know after a turnover of any kind, they're going to take a shot and try to score right away. It's a good strategy. I like it, but you need to be ready for that. So run there. Kasani Wilson is going to pick up 3 on the carry. Again, Wilson had 38 in the first half. 38 yards on 1 run alone, and then the other 5 running plays where he carried the football, he had 0 yards on those 5 carries. He just picks up 3 there, so it's going to be 3rd down and 7 now. This John Harden defense has done a pretty good job tonight. That first half, they were stingy. They gave up a couple of big plays, and they've given up a couple of big plays here in the second half. So just a couple breakdowns in what they're doing. They're going to more of a 4-4 look here with 3 deep. Now they're going back as they go to a 4 wide receiver look, going back to their 2 deep look. False start on the Bearcats is going to become 3rd and 12 now, as the ball is going to go backwards. So now the ball will be set at the 41-yard line. They've got to get to the opposite 47 for a first down. 3rd down and 12, actually, not 13. Yeah, 3rd down and 12. That's correct. That's what I had. 35 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. Big number 10, Cameron Edwards, split out to the left. They got 18 out there as well. Nehemiah Brown Hamlin. Across the formation, leading receiver Troy Humphreys, number 3, in motion. They're looking to the left, the out route. I don't know where that ball's being thrown. We had a deep route again from Edwards, and number 18, Nehemiah Brown Hamlin, had run the out route. The ball was delivered in between the 2. Nowhere in the vicinity of either, really. I think the quarterback thought something else was going to happen. Widespread punt formation from the Bearcats. Punt is away. Not a very solid punt. It's going to land at the 38 and bounce forward. They'll go out of bounds at about the 35-yard line, so decent field position for the John Hardin Bulldogs. 14 seconds to go here in the third quarter. First and 10 Bulldogs from the 35. They're missing a receiver who's now coming to the near sideline. Anderson off tackle, the power play. Good carry. 6-yard gain for Layson Anderson. There was a seam there. Whenever they can get that seam, Anderson will hit it. Hit it hard, and they created that off-tackle seam, and that's the end of the third quarter. The score, 21 Bearcats, 3 for the Bulldogs. eTownApartments.com by Mark Harris Construction. Take a virtual tour today at eTownApartments.com. For those who are serving our country in the military, discount is available. eTown Apartments is a family-owned and operated management service with over 30 years of combined experience. Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling, a family-owned business with competitive prices, pickup service, and a friendly staff available for your recycling needs. Located at 311 Steel Drive in Elizabethtown, call 270-982-7206 to talk to someone about scrapping metal and recycling. E-Town Exterminating is a locally owned, family-run pest control company and has been serving Hardin, Meade, Grayson, and Nelson counties and the surrounding areas of Kentucky since 1976. Whatever your pest control issues are, termites, spiders, crickets, general pests, even moles, their team has the knowledge, skill, and training to safely and effectively eliminate the problem. Call 270-737-6900 or go online at mugabug.com. West Point Bank has 5 offices located in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Upton, Glendale, and West Point, or find us online at westpointbank.com. Let us help make life simpler. West Point Bank, hometown banking made simple. Second down and 4 after the good off-tackle power play to Anderson. Looks like Pittman now is at the halfback spot with Simon at the fullback spot. We're going to give to Pittman off tackle. He makes a nice cut back. He gets 3. It's going to bring up a third down and 1. Pittman had a couple good carries early in the game, but he's been shut down a little bit since then. Number 14, Nate Gayfield, checking in at wide receiver for John Hardin. Gayfield will come to the left. Tight end wing to the left. Pittman is the halfback. Simon is the fullback. Off tackle play again. Pittman cut it up. They got it. He got 2 yards. He cut it up. He saw the first down marker. He could get it right there and went ahead and turned that up. He may have had more yards out at the point of attack, which was just off tackle. But when he saw the first down yardage, he just went and got it. Nothing wrong with that. 11:06 and counting. Now the clock becomes an issue as you're down 3 scores, 18 points. And you are not a quick strike team with the ability to throw the football. So this is a dire circumstance for the Bulldogs. They have to score each time they touch it, each possession they have at this point to have a chance at this thing. Oh, my goodness. Coming from behind, tackle made. Wow, great play. He's done that a couple times. Number 15 again there. Parker Rudolph came from the outside linebacker spot on the left, on the Bulldog right side. And as the quarterback, Richardson, sprinted out, just ran him down from behind. I didn't see really receivers open. A good coverage downfield. Richardson didn't have much in the way of options, but certainly Parker Rudolph took those options away quickly by running him down. Second down and 13 now after the loss on the sack. Double wing formation, tight end to the right sides. Motion coming, jet sweep. Anderson, there's some space there. Oh, wow, great tackle by number 3, Troy Humphreys. It looked like Anderson would run through him to get the first down, but I think he's short. It was 2nd and 14, and he picked up 13. Are they giving it to him? I think they're going to give him the first down yardage. It looks like it. They are. They're going to say he got to the 44-yard line, which is right where the marker was. So a 14-yard gain by Anderson. Off tackle again. Pittman's got it. Pittman picks up 4 on the carry as they are slowly moving the ball down the field. It's a little late in the game for this type of attack to start to have its effect. If you hadn't made some of the errors with turnovers and things, you might not be this far down. And this might be a point in the game where you are starting to wear down your opponent, and you are able to then control the football, score some touchdowns, and win a ball game. At this point, with 8:52 to go in the 4th, down 18 points, it's just too late for that. They're not going to get anything out of that. Wow. Didn't block. The play was run incorrectly. Someone turned the wrong way. Either the fullback went the wrong way or the quarterback turned the wrong way, and they ran into each other. And then big number 56, Harrison Callahan, was all over them at that point. So it'll be 3rd down and 7 now after the loss of 1. Third and 7 from the 41 now on the left hash. Double wing formation, tight end to the right, 6-man front. It's a man-to-man defensive coverage-wise. Trying to string that out, but they're just not blocking. They can't sustain the block that long to allow Anderson to get the edge on that. It's just not going to happen. They lost no gain. We'll say no gain on the play. And it's 4th and 7. You got to go for it here. You went for it last time. You got to go for it again. Here comes Dante Jones, number 7 on the field. Jones has been really effective. 3 carries, 34 yards, over 10 yards a carry. Has not touched the ball since. Be really great if you could figure out a way to get him the football every now and again. He looked really dynamic with it. Fourth and 7. 7 minutes, 10 seconds to go. Last gasp for the Bulldogs here. Trying the old draw play again. Anderson, he's short of it a yard. Wow. 6 yards. They needed 7. Great looking play. They went back to the draw play again. It was effective the first time. It was effective there. Great play, but you needed 7 and you got 6. And folks, with 7 minutes to go, I'm going to call it. That's the ball game. Good effort there. Decent drive. A couple of first downs, but again, in the first 3 downs of that offensive set, they only picked up 3 yards. So it was you've got to be able to pick up with a running attack like this chunks of 2 to 3 at least every time to put yourself in 3rd and 5s, 3rd and 4s. You can't have 3rd and 7 and 8 all the time when you're a running football team. You're not going to score any points. Toss sweep. Couple lead blockers out in front. Good job defense, man. I'm telling you, no gain really there for Kasani Wilson. And Kasani Wilson, who's got 345 yards in 4 games on the season. I mean, an average of about 70 yards 75 yards a game. He's not going to get that tonight, that's for sure. He had 1 big run of 38 yards. Other than that, he's only got 3 yards rushing. So 41 total for the big tailback, Kasani Wilson. They certainly haven't fed him the ball very often. It's been McLean Kentley that's been pretty effective. Wow, counter trap again, very effective. And look at Wilson running guys over. He'll pick up the first down on an 11-yard run, so he looked good there. And they've looked good several times running the counter trap. That's basically guard pulling, and instead of it being guard and tackle pulling like the Redskins used to run, It's guard and weak side wing back who's actually set, not outside the tight end, but he's set actually kind of behind the tackle. And so they've got two guys leading that. One is the kick out block. One is turning it up to try to lead the running back into the hole. His eyes are supposed to get inside to look for linebackers that are scraping to the play. And they've run that 2 or 3 times tonight very effectively. Double tight end look here, man. They're wanting to just pound on the Bulldogs right now. They're going to go toss sweep to the left again. There's some space outside, but, man, Bulldogs run it down in a hurry. No gain for Wilson. And so both of these teams are really finding very little success trying to run to the outside. Both teams' defense is doing a great job of pursuit, of flying to the ball, getting 2 or 3 guys to the football. They've done such a good job in pursuit. I'm just thinking some kind of misdirection or like a reverse would be super effective. End around going the other direction. There's the counter trap again. Great job by number 62, getting in the backfield to disrupt the play. Number 62 is Jacob Adams, and he was back there deep. A 2-yard gain there from Wilson. And, man, he had to work to get it because Adams was in the backfield in a hurry. 3rd and 8. They're on their own side of the 50 on the 49-yard line are the Bearcats. Do you throw it here or just keep it on the ground and keep the clock grinding away? 4:24 and counting here in the 4th. They're going to throw it on the play action look. Get it in the flat. Nice job. I think it's a first down. Good throw to number 12, Lawson Cantley. So Ethan Harris is a pretty accurate thrower of the football. They haven't thrown it much tonight, but he is certainly capable of throwing the ball around a little bit. So a nice 9-yard completion there. They're over the 50, obviously, now down to the Bulldog 43. 1st and 10, and the clock ticks onward. 4:01 and counting. 21-3. Bearcats in front. Humphrey in motion. They're in the shotgun again. The ball was not snapped. Everybody started running, and that's going to be offsides on the center or on everyone else. It's one of the two. So a 5-yard penalty there. 1st down and 15 now at the 48. We're just under the 2-hour mark of this game. It started at 7:30. That was kickoff. It's 9:27. As I told you last week, the North Hardin game didn't end until about 11:10 or 11:15. That one was a long one. Lots of penalties, lots of passes, and led to a long night. Off tackle, just a straight lead play. Nice cut back. And wow, there's Kasani Wilson making a play. Looked really good on that one. That's more of what I expected from Wilson on the game. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 2 after the 13-yard gain. And so, yeah, this offensive line for the Bearcats, big number 78 in there. I haven't mentioned Xavier Crawley, maybe just one time. Obviously, I've mentioned a lot Dean Golder. So a couple of these big fellas up front have really started maybe to wear on this John Hardin defense. But the defense has done a really good job tonight. Wow, great play. Number 2 coming up to make the play. That's Jabari Wilson. And so that 2nd down and 2 is going to become a 3rd down and 5 after the loss. That was Parker Rudolph with his first carry of the ball game. He has done a lot of damage to this John Hardin team on the defensive side of the ball. His first attempt rushing the football goes the wrong direction. So 3rd down and 5, maybe even 3rd down and 6 at this point after a 3 or 4 yard loss there. 2:08 and counting. Again, they may just continue to try to grind it on the ground. They're on John Harden's side of the 50. They could run it twice here to try to pick up the first down. They are going to go play action pass look. Oh, Harris has got space to run it, but he's still looking to throw. Steps forward, maybe gets a yard to bring up 3rd down and 4, maybe 3rd down and 5. So, or excuse me, 4th down and 5. Looked like he had a lot of space to run the football at one point. Decided to extend the play, looking downfield for a receiver. And when it was time to run with it, he didn't have enough space all the way to the sideline. 4th down and 4 now. It's actually, I think it's 4th and 5 here at the 38-yard line. They've got to get to the 33 for a first down, and the clock stopped as he stepped out of bounds on the last play. Wow. John Harden jumps. Now it's John Harden's turn to make that mistake. Is that going to be a first down? Boy, it's close. They're looking at it, looking at it, looking at it. I think they're going to give him a first down here. It won't be 4th and inches. I think it'll be 1st and... Ooh, the official isn't even going to measure. He's going to say it's 4th and inches. 4th down and inches with 1:50 to go. Under center now is Ethan Harris. I formation. Twins to the left. Motion to trips left. They're going to go straight ahead. Fullback. Wow, gone. 33 yards. Number 12, Lawson Cantley. So the Cantley brothers doing all the damage here in the second half. Lawson 33 yards for a touchdown now. His brother earlier 46 yards for a touchdown. Cantley brothers getting the job done here in the second half. And now John Harden down 27-3, awaiting the extra point. Again, it's been a pretty well-played ball game by the Bulldogs, but I think they've just kind of run out of steam here at this point. .144 left, and they have just put the icing on the cake, so to speak, as kick is up and good. And so Kentucky Country Day Bearcats 28, John Harden Bulldogs 3 with 1:44 remaining in the ball game. This is an HCEC-TV student production division of Hardin County Schools. Special thanks to our live sports coverage sponsors, Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling, eTownApartments.com, West Point Bank, and eTown Exterminating. Tune in weekly for all local HCEC-TV programs airing on Brandenburg Telecom and Comcast Cable's Channel 2 and Spectrum Channel 184. All HCEC-TV programs on the HCEC-TV YouTube channel. Subscribe to the channel today to get your local community sports and events. Special thanks to our HCEC-TV crew, Ron Hartley, Jessica Kirk, Kai Markey, and Lexi Garvin. Thanks for bringing us the action tonight. We'd also like to thank NFHS, the National Federation of High School Sports, and its support in providing live streaming service. Contact nfhs.com to subscribe today. So that one has put the icing on the cake for sure. The KCD, Kentucky Country Day Bearcats, are going to go to 5-0. They'll play LaRue County at LaRue County next week. So coming back to this part of Kentucky here to try to run their record to 6-0 next week. They're 5-0 after this victory. The John Harden Bulldogs will go to 2-3, and that will be a tough pill to swallow, I'm sure, for Coach Preston. They were very competitive tonight, had some opportunities, had some turnovers that were costly, led to the first 2 touchdowns for the Bearcats. Also just had issues sustaining drives. Were able to make a few good plays here and there. Their stats are going to look like they rushed for a number of yards, but just couldn't do enough, consistently enough, to move the chains all the way down the field. So back to the drawing board as John Harden next week will play Breckenridge County away. I believe that's the first of their district games. So district play will start for the Bulldogs. Cavalli Pittman with the run here for about a 6 or 7 yard gain on that carry. So Breckenridge County, that'll be an opportunity again for the Bulldogs to get back to 500 on the season and give them an opportunity. Just looking at an injury on the field, it looks like we've got a calf cramp. One of the players is helping. Do we have a trainer on the other sideline? Someone probably ought to come over here and check on your guy. John Harden's trainer is going to come out and note that I can't see who it is that's cramping there for the Bearcats. But anyway, John Harden again headed to Breckenridge County to try to get back to 500 and get their first district win of the year. So next week, a big week. Again, they had a big opportunity tonight to beat a very good football team. This KCD team that was number 5 for KCD, and he's up and walking back over the sideline. Alex Bay, and he's had a really good football game tonight. But this John Harden squad, much improved, obviously. This KCD squad, as a 1A football team, they will be hard to handle come playoff time. This is a ball club that can make some noise in 1A football. 4-0 right now, 5-0 after tonight. Dante Jones with the football. He'll pick up a couple there. As John Harden still battling with 1:15 left in the game. Flag thrown out there. It looks like number 18, Nehemiah Brown Hamlin, with some extracurriculars. I think that will be on him, and it'll go in favor of the Bulldogs. Also will stop the clock with 1:12 to go. But as I was saying, this KCD squad, Kentucky Country Day, the Bearcats, I could see them running through an awful lot of 1A opponents. They're big up front. They've got a couple of good running backs. They've got a quarterback that can be accurate. They have 2 or 3 receivers that have good speed, good hands, and they're tall. Number 10, Cameron Edwards, looks to be about 6'3", and they're going to give some people trouble in the 1A playoffs. Give downhill, nice run. Number 12 with the carry. That's B.J. Stewart, his first carry of the ball game, and he'll pick up about 7 yards on that one. Can tell that fall is starting to fall. As we got the windows open here at John Harden, it's starting to get a little cool. I like it. Feels good here. 34 seconds and counting. 28-3, and the Bulldogs have maybe one more play before this one ends. They're going to give it to Jones. Jones cuts back. He's going to be just short of the first down. Picked up about 3 yards. That's, I would think, will be the last play of this ball game. Yeah, 12 seconds and 10, counting down right now to the end of the ball game. And so the final on this ball game as John Harden runs to the line. It's too late. The horn will sound. That is the end of the ball game. Kentucky Country Day comes into Radcliffe here at John Harden High School and comes away with a big victory. 28-3. The 1A school comes up and defeats the 4A team. A fantastic job by Kentucky Country Day. Coach Preston, you can see obvious progress from this John Harden squad from the last couple of seasons. They've still got a way to go. They've got to avoid the big mistakes in these kinds of football games. The mistakes obviously cost them. They gave up the first 14 points to KCD on fumbles, on turnovers, and KCD capitalized quickly on those opportunities. So Coach Preston back to the drawing board. He's still working with a young squad here. Trying to make some headway and improvement, and certainly improvements being made, but certainly he's got work to do still with this John Harden football team. So John Harden will be 2-3 after tonight. KCD will run their record to 5-0. 28-3, the visitors on top. Thanks to the staff, crew working behind the scenes here with the cameras and directing Ron, Jessica, Kai, and Lexi. I'm Paul Gray. Good night, everybody.